And it's a beautiful day to be happy, to be grateful for the precious gift of life.
And you know that every journey begins with a step. We appreciate the fact that you have joined us today. You've taken the right step.
Yes, indeed. And it's really a special edition for us today. Being a Thursday, it means the weekend starts tomorrow. And this is the show with family entertainment of top quality.
Yeah, that's correct. We have a special show prepared for you today. It's a Thursday, so we advise you to keep it locked and stick around till the very end. My name is Yomi Owokwe.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Stream with us as soon as you can. That's at tvcentertainment.tv and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Also send in your comments using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Tell us what you're up to and how your January has been so far. It's moving pretty fast. We're coming to the end of it. Let us know what's going on.
So as soon as we know that you have our app, we'll give you some secrets in this app. There are a lot of goodies and giveaways coming up in February that you need to look out for. So make sure you download the app from Android or iOS and be part of this show.
Yeah, so...
For our very first musical performance, we have Afro-pop and dancehall artist Temple will be here.
Later on, singer, songwriter, and blogger Papizi DXP will be joining us for a second musical performance.
And for book chat today, we have Solomon Ilusoji, a multimedia journalist. He's going to be talking to us about his book, Traveling with Big Brother, a reporter's junket across China. You can't afford to miss that one.
And then we'll bring you more music from Wale's band with a live musical performance.
And on art display today, we have Akpeo Jamiu Abiodun, a professional artist, and he's going to be sharing some of his works with us a bit later on.
For tech today, Olushola Amuson, the founder of Covenworks, will be joining us to talk about artificial intelligence and how it can change your future. This one you need to stick around for.
And finally, we'll have Miss Africa Golden World, Akunne Amanda, who's also a creative designer. She'll be joining us a little later on the show. Wow. Morning.
So, what's happening this morning?
What? The traffic?
Traffic.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, I saw there was no time. So it's outgoing from Lagos and it's now stretching, affecting some other parts. And so, normally, no matter where I'm going, I always go Google Maps because, hey, somewhere just one small thing can save you a whole lot. But this one, I was like, okay, nah, let me just put. And then I'm seeing a very long stretch. I'm like, my heart's like, by this time? Well, we'll probably find out later.
Yeah, so we'll probably find out in a bit. I'm sure that
it's... I did the U-turn at Bega Junction.
Wow.
Yesterday morning.
Okay.
And I saw that there was a diversion. So they've divided the road such that if you're going to do the U-turn at Bega, it is a long stretch of those cones to stop you from taking a left once you've entered. So I could see that there's a lot of construction going on there, meaning it's just one lane.
But so it's even funny that this early.
Yeah.
So because once that kind of major artery has been blocked off, it means that people are going to have to go all the way to go and turn. So that's
that's probably what's causing it, and it's already stretching out. So man, today just one this one like in Lagos, you have to know when to go out, when not to go out, when to drive, when to enter Okada, and then so you need to plan yourself very well. Because man, the traffic, I wonder how people. Bless you.
So hopefully it should ease off at some point.
Ease off.
We'll definitely be checking it out with the traffic updates.
Or at least once people know that it's a no-go area,
then they just start
chilling. Go through Alausa and some other areas so that you can
just start
avoid those areas entirely.
So yeah, you made mention about giveaways and all of that. January, today's the 23rd.
Yeah.
Can you believe
it's
that?
Almost February.
So we are in January Max. No, January Pro. Okay. We are done with it's almost round now.
Okay.
So January Pro.
All right.
You know, so yeah, we'll be doing some giveaways and for
Okay,
Valentine's.
today on the show?
No,
not
preparing
today.
for
Okay.
Valentine's.
Just to prep them up
Round
for
the corner.
Valentine.
We're
Something
preparing.
for lovers, you know. So
Oh, it would be
Yeah,
very
love
nice.
it,
I mean, once our viewers see it, I'm sure they'll want to participate.
yeah, so some guys are saying putting out rejoinders. I don't celebrate Valentine. Oh. Me too. In my church.
So
or in my
if he
religion.
starts giving you attitude from around now, you know, like beginning of February, you know, that you just know that he's trying to find a way to just,
Escape it.
and then he'll now be back in March.
but Valentine should be every day. So just one day. There's nothing about one day. Don't sweat it.
But it's so interesting how I'm not sure what the word they call it, but for industries, for retailers, wholesalers, you know, they focus on so many different seasons to make their major sales, and it feels like every holiday or every season has just become a way to make sure people make money.
Yeah,
you know.
I think it's also a good thing because internationally, that's how businesses work. So you make more sales during specific seasons. So you just ensure that you're able to cater to people's needs at those times. Because if I walk into your store and I say I want Easter eggs, for instance, or something to do with Easter, and you don't have, you know,
So you have to plan
yeah.
exactly. You know that after Valentine, Easter is just the next thing, back to back, and then of course summer, and then
Back to school market is now a big market. Too.
It is.
What?
It is.
to school. I was just like-
the moment celebs started making it seem like it was a status. It was who complained pass on social media. So school has now become something. You know, when you complain, well, you're a man. Like school fees. So the one that complained the most,
goodness.
like you're the bigger man. Say, you're complaining. Say my own school fees. They used to collect 1 year ahead. So, you know, with the thing of symbol, I really don't think it should be. But hey, come on, like you said, it's about taking advantage of different seasons and preparing for them.
We have to go to the news now, and Ibrahim is on standby for us.
In so many seasons, so many things are also sold. During Valentine's season, you know, so many seeds are also sold, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Ibrahim, you didn't say that.
Go there.
Well, the first Nigerian governors meeting was held on Wednesday evening at the Secretariat in Abuja, and security in the nation might be one of the key discussions of the meeting. The issue has been a major concern for governors, especially with the controversy surrounding the establishment of Operation Amotekun in the southwest. Other issues on the agenda ranges from deductions from budget support facility and ways of enhancing revenue generation through radio and television license fees collection. The forum will also be briefed by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy and the Federal Mortgage Bank on partnerships with the state government. Only 10 governors and 5 deputy governors attended the meeting. Meanwhile, governors of the 6 states of the North Central region and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, have adopted community policing in tackling the security challenges affecting the region. The community police would be recruited by various traditional rulers in the region. Godwin Agwam has more.
The North Central region of Nigeria comprises of Nasarawa, Benue, Niger, Kogi, Plateau, Kwara, and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. This region has been confronted with several security challenges, such as farmers-herders clashes, kidnapping, and banditry. The police is aware of these numerous security threats and has called for this meeting with governors of the North Central region to brainstorm on the way forward.
Therefore, mobilizing for the participation of the citizens in securing their communities, especially at the local level, is a key strategy that the government is determined to employ in its efforts to provide total security for the citizens. It is in this context that the federal government has approved the adoption of community policing approach as the strategy for policing Nigeria and guaranteeing internal security order.
The governors of the region are happy with the move made by the police and have adopted community policing as the solution.
And so the law should not be something to toy with. Everyone must learn to respect the laws of our land. In Benue State, we have issues of killings, kidnappings, armed robbery.
What we practiced was not different from what the Inspector General of Police is advocating for today, which is purely community policing.
People of the North Central region are optimistic that community policing will yield the desired results. With this partnership by governors of the North Central Zone and the approval of community policing, it is expected that security issues bedeviling the zone will be brought to a halt. Godwin Agwa, TBC News, Lafia.
To health matters now, the latest outbreak of Lassa fever in 4 states has led to the death of a total of 21 persons. The states are Enugu, Ondo, Kano and Delta, where several cases are being monitored by surveillance teams, others receiving treatment and measures being put in place to prevent further spread of the disease. For now, Kano State has the highest number of cases being investigated, with Commissioner for Health Aminu Sanyawa putting the figure at 292. And the Nigeria Center for Disease Control is stepping up efforts to manage the risk of importation of the new coronavirus into the country. It says a multi-sectoral technical group has been inaugurated for the prevention, the detection and control of the infection, and the agency is in close communication with the World Health Organization. In a public health advisory, the agency noted that the Port Health Services Unit of Ministry of Health has been placed on alert, and there is heightened screening measures at points of entry. These includes temperature checks, provision of information and masks to passengers with fever, as well as directing symptomatic passengers to health facilities for follow-ups. The agency advised Nigerians to remain calm and urged travelers from Nigeria to Wuhan, China, to avoid contact with sick people and animals. As a debate rages over the legality or otherwise of Operation Amotekun, the security outfit created by governors of the state that make up the Southwest, the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has asked for all parties, including the Attorney General of the Federation, to inch towards dialogue and private discussions that will resolve the issue. The national leader released a statement through his media office where he said, quote, the foundation of the country has not been put at risk with the creation of Operation Amotekun in a bid to confront insecurity across the states that make up southwestern Nigeria. Asiwaju Tinubu, who is a former governor of Lagos, also warned that the fabric could be torn by what it says is the dangerous rhetoric of those who should know better, unquote. This is his first intervention in the controversy surrounding Amotekun, and in his words, quote, those claiming that this limited and offensive addition to security threatens the Republic have taken themselves upon a madcap excursion. Those claiming that the federal government seeks to terribly suppress the Southwest have also lost their compass. A statement of caution is critical of the two extreme positions which pose the greatest threat to peace and has urged objectivity in the thought process and discussions regarding Amotekun. And that's the news at this moment. We'll take a break and see the weather update is like.
All right, today is Thursday, January 23rd, and we're approaching the end of the month.
Yes, we
Newspaper
are.
headlines right now.
We have the Punch starting us off. Amotekun comment. Southwest governors back Tinubu. Afenifere hits APC leader. APC national leader takes neutral position on operation. Tinubu's statement lacks substance, says Yoruba umbrella group. Former Lagos governor made objective observations, says Accuse. And that's on that story. Moving to right beside the masthead there, it says Adoke alleges persecution, battles 300 million naira Malibu deal bribe charge. Travelers groan as internet hitches impede online bookings. Meanwhile, federal government awaits U.S. as Trump set to slam visa restrictions on Nigeria. Nigerians won't be entitled to some types of visas, according to a report. Northern Christians under insurgent siege, says Khan. Right at the top of the page there, it says coronavirus. FAN, health officers screen air passengers. Refineries posted 123.3 billion naira loss in 10 months, according to NNPC. And I will wrap it with this very alarming ratio right at the bottom there, bottom right. Nigeria's doctor-patient ratio is 1 to 3,500 patients, according to the NUC. Now, if that's not scary, I don't know what is. Imagine that, 1 doctor to 3,500 patients. Goodness me. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
All right, and we've got the Vanguard here with the headline, Amotekun, Afenifere Ariwa Youths, Oyetola, others back Tinubu. We agree with him, Afenifere says, and his comments ambiguous. Ayo Adebanjo responds, and we have a couple of other writers there. And up here, Nigeria on alert as China's mystery coronavirus spreads. Trump considers travel ban for Nigeria, others, wow. And border closure, price of rice rises by 27% in 5 months, says the Bureau of Statistics. And some stories at the bottom here. 7 soldiers killed in ISWAP attack.
Hold on, morning.
Insecurity, North Central governors, stakeholders adopt community policing. And finally, on the cover of the Vanguard this morning, Anglican bishops reject Imo verdict, ask CJN to resign. And that's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
The Daily Trust is up next, and it says Lassa fever death toll rises. That's the major headline there. Spreads to Enugu, Delta, Bauchi, others, hundreds on watch list. Now, as is quite regular with the Daily Trust, they have an infographic there to give you a visual of what exactly Lassa fever is doing to our country right now. The states affected are indicated there. The largest number of cases recorded are from Ondo State with 89 cases. The lowest being Ogun State with just 1 case. 121 reported cases so far from January 1st. Now that is troubling. You know, almost 122. You know what? Let's go straight to the edge of the infographic here. The time between an infection and appearance of symptoms of the disease is between 3 to 21 days, apparently. Major symptoms: fever, headache, sore throat, body weakness, cough, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Moving on to another story here. It says, State of the Nation, we're being cowed into silence, says the Sultan. And finally, presidency reacts to U.S. planned visa restrictions on Nigerians, others. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Trust.
All right, we'll be back with the traffic on the roads in Lagos.
Welcome back. It's time for us to take a look at what the roads are saying right now. And I would like to start from Aja bus stop. Now, we are really great at this, actually. We give you the best route for your morning, especially if you are trying to get to a particular destination fast. As always, we encourage that you try and help other road users. Make sure you drop some relevant traffic updates on our social media pages and use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. If you're coming from Aja area of Lagos heading towards Bonny Camp, you have quite a journey ahead of you, and hopefully you can get comfortable, because it does say you have a 1 hour, 5-minute journey ahead of you. So the major trouble spots are the usual culprits, talking about the Aja Market Junction, but then also the Victoria Garden City Junction seems to be having a little bit of tension. By the time you get to Mega Chicken, it'll free up a bit, but it'll slow down one more time before you get to the Chevron toll gate. After that, it'll be quite slow. Chevy View, all those areas from Chevron all the way down to Circle Mall is just locked. It's not, doesn't seem like it's moving very much, and it has a 17-minute delay. So if you have an alternative route in mind, you might want to take it. By the time you get to the Owendo Junction, the Cornell Junction, you're going to have another slowdown all the way past Tickle Bay to Elegushi Junction, all the way down to Freedom Way. At Freedom Way, it seems to open up a bit one more time until you get to Marua Junction. Now, that particular area, because of the construction that's likely still going on there, it slows down, but it is moving. So not to worry, you won't have any more stress until you get to the Lekki Phase 1 toll gate. Now, that does seem like it has a wait, you have a wait ahead of you if you're going through that particular road. And of course, remember that if you were planning to take the Ikoyi-Lekki toll, apparently, if you don't have the e-tag, you're going to pay 1,000 naira fine. So you might want to do a U-turn and head back to Ozumba Mbadiwe. All in all, you have a 1 hour, 10-minute journey ahead of you if you're coming from Aja heading to Bonny Camp. I'm going to be checking out some mainland routes right now while the guys in the kitchen tell me what's up online.
You sure about that?
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's the rumor online.
Oh.
That if you get there and you don't have your tag, it's 1,000 naira because you'll be delaying other people that have their tags, I guess.
So 1,000 naira to pass.
Well, I don't know whether they will still let you pass.
Wait, you pay 1,000. That road, you know, they will close that door. You wait, you pay 1,000 and still turn back. That door will close out at the moment.
Well,
yeah,
it's just to update you.
I think it's something
plan
that
your
should
journey
be
better.
I think it's something that should be made very easy to get. Just go the same way you recharge
Yeah.
your airtime or something. Just easily go online and buy it. You're spending your money. Why should you have to go on a queue and all of that? We need to do better. We need to do better.
I think so too. So you guys were saying that there was some traffic earlier. It looks like it's cleared up.
Okay.
So it must have been either a minor accident that blocked the road at the time, but it looks like it's cleared up now. So no one is reporting it online. So it looks like maybe it was just a flash, maybe a 10, 15-minute thing. So it's cleared up around the Berger axis. But of course, construction is still going on. So people should just be careful while they're getting on the road in those areas.
Okay.
And this morning also, it's looking like Ojota isn't looking too bad.
Okay.
The roads have been fixed. Well, it's still ongoing. Okay. It's not perfect yet, but that's also nice and smooth. So yeah, but online, not much activity seems to be happening right now. But yeah, those are the updates from me. From here.
Let me look at it.
All right.
I think you might just be
So
right.
I have some updates for people that are coming from the Lasu Iba area of Lagos. Now, the Lagos-Badagry Expressway is quite known for having some interesting traffic jams, especially since there was quite a bit of overhauling being done on those roads for quite a while. There is an alternative route if you're coming from Lasu Gate by backtracking onto Isheri Road and heading into an alternative road. But that doesn't mean you're not going to have some traffic ahead of you. If you stay on Lagos-Badagry Expressway, coming out of the EcoBank Junction, you're going to have a 1 hour, 2-minute journey ahead of you. For some reason, Trade Fair Complex, it's Thursday. It's Thursday, right?
Yeah,
so,
it is.
So market isn't open yet. So Trade Fair is still free. All that area is really free. I was wondering why it was so free, actually. And it's free all the way through Alakija, all the way through Festac Second and First Gate, and free all the way to Mile 2 until you get to that bridge, Mile 2 Shopping Center Bridge. Once you get there, you're going to slow down for a bit, but you are free, no holds barred, until you get to Orile Igomu. All right, now that's all the updates I have on hand right now. I'll be heading into the kitchen to meet the guys.
Yeah. So over the last 48 hours, rumors have been swirling that Nigeria is about to be placed on a visa ban list. So that's really been scaring people.
As in...
Lots of people are not happy about it. So there are two major issues that are happening right now that might make the U.S. Place Nigeria on, not a visa ban list, but more of a visa restriction list. So restricted for certain categories of people, but it's not been defined yet. So I think the two major things were, 3 weeks ago there were protests against the U.S. And burning of American flags in Abuja.
So when that thing happened, I knew that.
Yeah,
it was not going to be cool.
Yeah, so they have to respond. So that's one of the things that, from what I've been reading online, looks like one of the things that, one of the reasons. And then over the weekend, a cleric was killed in Adamawa. So that also, so those two major things
So you
are
see,
what's making them consider it. So they're considering it. It's not happened yet.
So so for the Americans, right? For the Americans, the flag, as much as the flag is a symbol of a nation, but for them, it's extra.
Yeah.
Do you understand? There was a time when I was sampling anthems of different countries and all of that. I found out that, okay, Nigeria as a country, we have one of the best anthems, and it's very inspiring.
Yeah.
Now, if you listen to the U.S. anthem, go through all 4 verses, they're virtually talking about war, flag, how they fought, and how their flag is a representation of who they are.
Yeah.
If you go through the 4 stanzas,
The Star Spangled Banner is the name.
that's the title of the anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Banner, yeah.
You understand? So the flag is not just, it's more than just a symbol for them, it is who they are. It's who they are. And then you see
Some guys are not eating.
Exactly, that's how they are. Like, if one Arab money guy is there with the Tomaino Arab money, and this one, at least you get one. You see one guy somewhere and you shouting death to America. Really?
I'm burning flags.
Burning flags.
In the open.
That is a big deal. That is a big deal. There's
the ones that don't have any hope will travel to the US.
You know, it's even likely that the people, they already have their names, they have their addresses, they know them. You know, so the rules for flags internationally they differ from country to country.
Yeah.
But you know, the flag is not supposed to touch the ground. You know, it's supposed to hang at a particular angle.
Definitely.
When coming from the side of a house.
Definitely.
It's supposed to come first. You know, like they have so many.
yeah.
If your flag is dirty, they can fine you. So
You understand what
they
it
take
means?
it so seriously.
It is.
Yeah.
Those are the people that when the flag is flown at half mast, they have meanings. Some people even go as far as they have quarter mast, they have 3/4 mast for different occasions and all of that. The reverence they give to the flag is big. So
Look, the thing is that I think one of the challenges we've had in Nigeria is that we haven't transferred patriotism from the barracks and the cantonments to mainstream life because of, I think, there's this break between the military and the civilians because of maybe
Past
years of civil military rule and all of that. But if you find yourself on any cantonment or any officers' mess or barracks or anything like that, they give a lot of reverence to the flag. At 6 a.m. and at 6 p.m. there's no movement. If let's say, for instance, you're in the Nigerian Air Force Base in Ikeja, you can't move
They'll just tell you
until the flag has been. So at 6 a.m. it's hoisted. So everybody is on standstill. All cars stop across the entire Air Force Base, and so you stop, and then the flag goes up.
Yeah.
And then at 6 p.m. same
flag is
thing.
coming down.
Coming
Yes,
down.
so there's one person bringing out the flag and there's another person standing beside the flag like this with
Saluting
his
the
hand
flag.
up. For the 1 or 2 minutes that is happening, if you move.
what I know is the saluting of the flag. So if you're getting past the flag and it's being hoisted or brought down,
you're supposed
and you
to
are a
stop.
military personnel, you stop and you salute the flag.
Exactly.
You stop and you salute. That's what I know.
You understand? So it looks like our kids, this new generation, nobody understands what the flag is, what it symbolizes.
What it symbolizes.
Even the coat of arms, they're like, the coat of arms is, our flag is green, white, green. So we don't have that commitment that you would see in other countries to their flag because for instance, in South Africa, the flag is a symbol of struggle. So there are different things like that. So we don't have those kind of meanings.
I mean, I was talking
we
about
need to build on that. I think we do. Since Nigeria is turning 60 this year, I think there are a lot of young people that need to be enlightened a little more. Maybe for our October editions, we can work on that.
I think those things they foster
patriotism.
patriotism. You just see that people are a bit more excited about the flag, and they put up their flags.
We spoke about Angola the other day when we were looking at flags and nations, and it has a crown quill and a machete, and it symbolizes a workers' resistance.
Yeah.
Because that's how the country was formed. There was a workers' resistance, so there were farmers and there were smiths, blacksmiths and all that. So when they see the flag, it evokes memories. You understand? So when I look at the flag, I mean, the US flag, you're talking about each star represents a state. Yeah. And okay, so you're thinking about the whole, that's why the Confederate flag, when they see the Confederate flag, it stirs up a lot of memories.
Exactly.
When they see that. So, okay, you're talking about the fight from the Confederates, the Civil War, and then, okay, these states came together and said, okay, let's make this place a land where, the land of the free and the home of the brave and all of that. So,
It's really deep, and we need to really kind of find a way to instill this patriotism in our kids, especially. And I'm going to be working on that this year. That's going to be something
nice.
we'll do.
So anytime you see a Nigerian flag, green, white, green.
Yeah, salute to that flag.
Salute that flag.
Yeah. We're going to be taking a quick break, but we'll be back shortly.
Well, it's the second hour of Wake Up Nigeria, and if you're just tuning in, we're right here. Welcome to your #1 breakfast show on television.
Yes, the show is just getting started. We still have 1 hour, 45 minutes to go, and we're going to be spending it with you. So make sure you don't change the channel for whatever reason.
Don't touch that dial.
At all.
Remember those dials?
Some people don't get that reference, though. I said don't touch the dial when they to a young person, and they were like, dial? I don't get it.
Yeah, because it's all digital now.
Exactly. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. Remember, we're streaming live right now, tvcentertainment.tv, and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Send in your comments across all our social media platforms. As soon as you do, please make sure you add the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah, we have an app available for you. You can download it both on the Android and iOS stores, and the app allows you to watch us anywhere you are in the world.
And of course, we have a chef with us. As always, we are set to cook up a storm and make those taste buds crave a little bit more. Chef Shebo Timor is in the studio.
Getting things ready for us this morning. And it's going to be nice.
Yeah, look at the smile on her face. She's ready, she's ready.
Yeah, so this morning for our first musical performance actually, we're going to be having singer-songwriter and blogger Papizi DXP joining us shortly.
On Book Chat, we have Solomon Elusoji, a multimedia journalist, and he's going to be talking to us about his book, Traveling with Big Brother, a reporter's junket across China. Now, you can't afford to miss that one.
And then we'll bring you more music from Wale's band joining us this morning for a performance.
Akpeo Jamiu Abiodun, a professional artist, will be joining us for art display today. He's going to be sharing and talking about some of his amazing works.
Well, how will artificial intelligence change the future? Stick around for Olushola Amusan, the founder of Covenworks, and he's going to be joining Mike to talk about this interesting topic. Is AI taking over the world? We'll find out.
Are the robots coming?
Are the robots coming? Yeah, good question.
And finally, we have Miss Africa Golden World and creative designer Akune Amanda. She's going to be joining us for a very fun conversation.
So in this book, this Solomon Elusoji, he was telling a story about China, his visit to China, and how tough it was at the initial stage, because everything in China is Chinese.
Yeah.
So they teach them in Chinese, they communicate in Chinese, all the signs are Chinese.
Yeah.
So it's really, really difficult to survive in China if you're going to live there if you don't understand the language. And because he had an exchange program for about a year, you know what they call crash course
In Chinese.
in Mandarin. Like he had to learn very, very quickly.
So it's said that
how to
Mandarin
speak,
is one of the easiest languages to learn.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. You know?
Yeah.
For
Oh, no,
people
no.
who are.
But you have to be forced to. So
Exactly.
You have to really want to learn it. It's not
Well,
something
in
that
this-
along the way you just learn.
So in this case, it's like being thrown into the deep end. So it's like finding yourself suddenly in France and you can't speak French. You will learn it. Like within a week, you would already start picking up the language.
Picking up
because
few things.
you can't walk into a restaurant and it's not like you can point to something that you want on the menu because everything is in Chinese. Right? So you can't say, I want noodles or... So you need to be able to immediately know what it is.
So, but the
that
world
you
is
want.
changing so much so that you have apps now. So now I can be moving, and I'm with my, an earpiece, which is wireless, and I have an app, and I can ask for a translation of something, and it tells me, or we can be connected. So it goes like this: I'm with my phone and all of that, and I say something, and then it translates it to me. And then I try to speak it out to you. And then whatever the person says, it picks it up and translates back to you.
Yeah. And so there was one of the problems.
so.
So one of the problems that he also had was the fact that Google doesn't work in China. So there are certain things that don't work. So you can't even have like a translate thing. So you can't say, okay, Google translate this for me. I want a hamburger, and then it would now say it in Chinese, and you speak it to the guy.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
I've seen something to people who
So
just
They
eat.
have their own
So they have their
search
own apps,
engines.
Weibo.
search engines,
there's Weibo.
and almost everything is done via WeChat.
Yeah, WeChat is
So
big
WeChat
in
is
China.
connected to your payment,
Everything.
so everything you do, like everything. So you have to learn it as quickly as possible and get past. So, but we're going to be talking with him, getting more information about what he did.
It's about time for us to take the news update. And as always, Ibrahim is on standby.
Mike, you wait till thy kingdom come. If there is no network, you just be looking at the other person like moron, and the person will not even know you didn't get the message. The latest outbreak of Lassa fever in 4 states has led to the death of a total of 21 persons. The states are Enugu, Ondo, Kano, and Delta, where several cases are being monitored by surveillance teams. Others receiving treatment and measures being put in place to prevent further spread of the disease. For now, Kano State has the highest number of cases being investigated, with Commissioner for Health, Aminu Sanyawa, putting the figure at 292. And the Nigeria Center for Disease Control is stepping up efforts to manage the risk of importation of the new coronavirus into the country. It says a multi-sectoral technical group has been inaugurated for the prevention, detection and control of the infection, and the agency is in close communication with the World Health Organization. In a public health advisory, the agency noted that the Port Health Services unit of Ministry of Health has been placed on alert, and there is heightened screening measures at points of entry. This includes temperature checks, provision of information and masks to passengers with fever, as well as directing symptomatic passengers to health facilities for follow-up. The agency advised Nigerians to remain calm and urged travelers from Nigeria to Wuhan, China, to avoid contact with sick people and animals. As the debate rages over the legality or otherwise of Amotekun, the security outfit created by governors of the states that make up the Southwest, the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has asked for parties, including the Attorney General of the Federation, to inch towards dialogue and private discussions that will resolve the issue. The national leader released a statement through his media office where he said, quote, "The foundation of the country has not been put at risk with the creation of the Amotekun in a bid to confront insecurity across the state that make up southwestern Nigeria." Asiwaju Tinubu, who is a former governor of Lagos State, also warned that the fabric could be torn by what he says is the dangerous rhetoric of those who should know better. This is his first intervention in the controversy surrounding Amotekun, and in his words, quote, Those claiming that is limited on inoffensive addition to security threatens the Republic have taken themselves upon a madcap excursion. Those claiming that the federal government seeks to terribly suppress the Southwest have also lost their compass. A statement of caution is critical of the two extreme positions, which pose a great threat to peace, and has urged objectivity in the thought process and discussions regarding Amotekun. The federal government is calling for calm after recent reports that Nigeria will be affected by the new U.S. visa restrictions to 7 countries. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, disclosed this to our correspondent in Abuja. He says, quote, "We are not going to react to speculations. We urge you to wait for us to see what unfolds under the new policy, its scope, its reach, the implications, and its consequences before react." Other countries likely to be affected include Belarus, Eritrea, Kyrgyzstan, Myanmar, Sudan, and Tanzania. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Trump administration might not place full visa bans on these countries, as the restriction may be limited to certain types of visas like the business or visitor. President Donald Trump is expected to announce the expanded travel restrictions on Monday, which would also mark the third anniversary of the first travel ban. And outside Nigeria, top judge Katerina Sekeleropoulou is the first female president of Greece, after lawmakers elected her as head of state in a rare display of unity. The Conservative Party nominee was backed by opposition parties, including the leftist Syriza Party, which lost power in an election last July. The 64-year-old will succeed Prokopis Pavlopoulos, whose 5-year term expires in March. For decades, failure by parliament to elect a president in Greece could lead to a snap election. Following a recent reform, the process to select a president can go up to 5 voting rounds in parliament. And that's a news update for this hour. Stay tuned.
We have Chef Shebotimo in the studio. Welcome back.
Yes, good morning.
Now, whenever she's around, you know we're going to be learning something completely out of the box, something new, something you've probably never heard of. You need to tell us what we're making today.
We are making danwake.
Danwake.
Danwake is northern food.
Okay.
It's their delicacy. They love it. If you are serving a northerner danwake, he or she prefers to eat it than to eat rice or any other thing, because it's a special meal for them. So I'm going to take you through it now.
All right, so now I need you to tell me something that is similar to danwake. So is it more like an akara, or is it like an okele?
No, it's like akara.
Like an akara,
yes.
Okay.
But akara is beans.
And
now this is
not beans.
This is
of
not
course.
beans. This is flour.
Okay, akara, they fry it. Are we frying it?
We are not frying.
We are
boiling it. That's why we are putting this.
Boiling it?
Yes, we are boiling it. And the water has to be 100% boiled.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about the ingredients that we have here.
The ingredient I have here today is I have kuka.
What's kuka?
Kuka is made from, I don't know what to call the
leaf.
The leaf.
Okay.
But it's a leaf, blended leaf into powders.
It smells kind of like the green tea powder we know as...
Exactly, you can use it as
a green tea powder.
Yes, that's kuka.
Now, the menu says we're using yaji, we're using kuka, we're using flour, onions, cabbage, tomatoes, and cinnamon.
And potash.
And potash, yes. Okay. So that's it. So this looks like matcha, which is like a Chinese green tea powder. Exactly. And we also have onion here. So this is the cinnamon.
You have baking powder.
Baking powder.
You have tomato. This is the yaji spice. This is potash. And this is cabbage, and this is flour.
All right. So what's the first thing we need to do now?
Well, yes.
Where's that bowl? I took the bowl off that time. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah? What are we doing first?
Alternatively, you can use baobab flour.
Okay, baobab.
Baobab flour.
Wow. No, I don't even know what baobab flour is. Ooh,
baobab. Baobab is very healthy.
Okay.
If you don't want to use flour, and you want to eat healthy food, and you want to, this is,
Okay, so we have to go on a quick break, but what are we adding to this flour right now?
we are adding this.
You're adding that?
Yes.
Okay, how much of that do we need? This cooker? Just one or two?
One.
Okay, 1 heaped spoon of cooker
Yes,
in
I'm
the
putting
flour.
my potash in water
Okay.
to dissolve.
All right.
That's the,
Okay.
yes.
Beautiful. So the potash is dissolving in the water, the
Yes.
cooker straight into the flour,
Yes.
and I guess we're going to add some other things to it
Yes.
soon as well. We are going to be going through this process bit by bit so that you can learn it, not to worry, but you need to stay close to your TV. We'll be back after this.
I got here Oshoe David Desmond, who is popularly known as Papizi. Papizi. How did that name come about?
When I was in secondary school,
Okay.
okay, I was being Papilo.
Ah,
So-
Papilo. One day I know say you go make us proud. And today is that day. Nice one. So how did you move to Papizi from Papilo?
So, I had a friend. We do sing together. His name is Efizi.
Okay.
So sometimes when we sing, we try to add the names together.
Okay.
Try to add names together. So Papilo
Okay.
Efizi. So
Okay.
it does not. Understand? It does not work together. So
Okay.
I try to look at Efizi, Papizi instead of Papilo. So I
Okay.
moved the low. I added.
Hey!
Efizi. So that was
Papilo with the Efizi. Papizi.
Papizi.
Hey, Efizi Papizi. Now he's a singer, songwriter, graphic designer, and also a blogger. I like that. I like you do other things. But which one? When did you start graphic design? Before you started singing or after?
No, after.
So you felt like, how important is it for an entertainer to learn something else?
Yeah, I have to, it's like a source of income. So I take it plus my music. Because
I like
as an
this guy.
upcoming, music don't pay.
Pay all the, I
So I
understand
do
you.
my blogging and my graphics.
Wonderful. Great guy, Papizi. All right. So he's performing Bomi, right?
Sir,
All right,
sir.
take it away, man.
Thanks, sir.
That's Papizi there, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice. We've got the best talent on the show. You all know that already. And, well, we're moving from there to something very nice. I've got a book in my hand here, Traveling with Big Brother, a reporter's junket across China. And Solomon Elushodi, the author, is joining us this morning to talk about his sojourn in a strange country. I wanted to say foreign country, but it's a strange country.
Yeah,
and you know, you're going to talk to us a little bit about that experience and the experience of writing this book as well, because a journalist living this country, going to a foreign country, you don't speak their language, and it's very challenging. But that's apart from the experience in the country itself of having to report from that country and having it to be so restrictive for you. So talk to us about initially that first experience. You talked about leaving and then settling down in the country. So talk to us about that part.
Yeah, I mean, because it was very strange, you know, going to China, because I never really thought I was ever going to go to China. At the point when I was going to leave, I was actually going to study in the UK, and I was sourcing for some scholarships, and then my editor called me and said, hey, you have to go to China for 10 months, and I'm like...
You have to go to China for 10
What
months.
am I going to go to do in China? But
Yeah.
then, I mean, I thought it was an interesting opportunity, so I took it, and I went, and you know, it was very, very strange in the sense that because it was my first time out of the country, and I mean, everything looked so beautiful, so
new, so fresh
so
and-
clean. The infrastructure was great. I mean, it felt like heaven to me. I mean, I had read
Everything works. You know,
Exactly.
like you go to a country where everything
The metro
works.
was really good. The airport, the bus stations, everything worked like, I mean, it was really, really cool.
You reflected on the culture shock
Yeah.
in the first pages of the book, you know, entering the country and just everything just seeming very different. If it was English speaking, it would have made a little bit more
Yes,
sense. But
yes.
the culture shock of not
culture,
even being able
exactly.
to even connect.
Yes,
So
yes.
talk to us about that aspect.
So I realized that most Chinese people, I mean, prefer to speak in Chinese.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, some of them can speak English, but then it's really because, I mean, that's just what they're used to, and that's like the official thing. So it's very difficult to communicate in shops. You go to supermarkets, you go to, and all the signs are in Chinese. They have like sometimes maybe just English versions, just maybe a little bit, but then most of it is in Chinese. Street signs, everything is in Chinese. So it's very, very difficult for you to be able to communicate, to buy things. Most of the time you get ripped off at the shops because because you don't really know the value of most of
what
the
you're
things,
buying.
and people just sort of like.
You talked
get
about some
advantage of that.
fears in the book, and you connected it with something that you said about a report that you wrote while you were at this day.
Yeah.
Where you met a guy who left Nigeria illegally through Libya and all of that. But and then he connected with you on the level of what he shared, which was his fears and things like that. You didn't know that you could feel those kind of fears even if you were legal in another country. So talk to us about those fears and those things that were happening to you.
So it's about the fact that when a Nigerian goes abroad, I mean, he doesn't want to come back to Nigeria, you know, because, I mean, there's running water, there's 24/7 electricity, there's, I mean, everything works. And then you're like, why would I want to go back to Nigeria? I mean, why would I want to come back? And that was that fear for me. But also, I began to realize that, I mean, as a journalist, as someone who writes, someone who tells stories, it was going to be very difficult for me to be able to live in China because China is a very close community, you know, in terms of journalism. It doesn't really, there's not press freedom, you know, it's a communist state. And there's always a sense of clampdown heavily on whatever contradicts the government's position. So I realized I had to come back. It wasn't...
You needed that freedom.
Exactly.
It's almost like if you're a writer or a journalist, you need to express yourself.
Yes, you need to.
And China feels like a place that doesn't allow you to do that.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm not even Chinese, and I'm black, I'm African, so it feels like, I mean, like, what am I doing here? Because you can't really write anything you can't even just softly criticize the government because it's just so close.
Exactly. You talked about the people's media, which is sort of like part of what you were there to do, even though you had this 10-month stretch, which was almost like an exchange program of some sort. You had to learn something. But it was almost like you were also part of a propaganda machine, so to speak. So talk to us about that particular experience.
So China is trying to make a very huge play in Africa. They're doing that since the 2000s. They've been heavily invested in Africa. I mean, in Nigeria, they're building rails, they're building bridges, they're building
across several countries.
A lot of things.
So East Africa as well.
Exactly. So there's also the communication aspect. They want the world to see them as benign, as peaceful, as good, right? So there's always this effort to bring journalists from other countries to China and say, okay, this is how we operate, this is how we work. And I mean, Chinese propaganda is basically just that the Chinese Communist Party is always right. so that's sort of like, so they want to sell that sort of ideology that the government is always right. So even abroad, I mean, the Chinese government doesn't interfere in other people's affairs because they believe that if people come together and elect a government, that government should be able to know what to do. And then, so the government is always right for the Chinese. And
that's amazing. I mean, it's for me. I mean, when I was reading this, you almost felt like being there myself. You know, this way you describe the weather, and your writing style is really good. So it also draws people in. You know, the morning where you guys were queuing up and gusts of wind, cool wind, and you just wonder, like, if you've never been in that kind of situation before, you're just thinking, oh my goodness. You know, so would you go back to China though?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm actually almost done with the master's program.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll probably go back to collect my certificate. But I mean, I think China is a very beautiful place.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the people are amazing.
Amazing. I mean,
It's-
what they've done in their country in the past
Yeah.
20, 30 years, absolutely phenomenal.
Yes, absolutely.
No
Absolutely.
growth like that has ever been seen
Absolutely.
in
Yeah,
world history.
yeah.
But anyway, if you do go back, what words are you going to say so which of the languages do you speak? Mandarin?
Mandarin. A little bit.
A little bit. So you're going to round off this segment for us in that language when we come back. So
All right.
what are you going to say?
Ni hao, ohai ni jongwo.
Thank you very much. And with that, we'll be right back. And this is Solomon Ledisoji. The book is Traveling with Big Brother. Try to find it on Amazon and online. I'm sure you can.
Well, you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl, I got so much honey. The bees and for me.
Feeling this, guys. All right, so, yeah, it's Thursday morning. You know how we do it. Very cool Thursday morning. I'm enjoying the weather outside. And I've got Will's band in the house. How you guys doing? Okay, so let's meet you guys individually very fast. You are the name?
Femi Famata.
Okay, you take the mic up. Femi. All right, and you are?
Sings.
Okay, and the drummer is? Dapsin. Okay, and the keyboardist? Abel is keyboard. The guitarist? Dewale. Okay, so how long have you guys been together? 6 years. All right, great one. So that means that you guys have enough chemistry and you understand yourselves very well. Yeah. Cool. So let's feel you guys this morning. You guys look like you have a different feel to what you do. Okay, let's feel you. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to go down, 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 down. It's a Will's band. One time. Yeah. Oh, say, when the night has come, oh yeah, and the land is dark, and the moon is the only light you see. See, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed no tears. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stay by me. Come on and stand by me, yeah, by me. Oh, stand by me, stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Come on and stand by me, yeah, by me. Oh, darling, stand by me. Listen, when the sky and I will look upon, oh, she's crumbled and foam, and the mountain stumble to the sea. You know what? See, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed no tears. Oh, just long as you stay. Won't you? Let's go. Won't you? Let's go. Pretty mama. See, you know I love you so. Listen up. Girl, cherish you. I stand for you. I won't lie to you, but I put life for you. In the night, girl, I'm down for you. Girl, I'm down. Oh, yeah, talk to me, yo, mama. Free yo, all I saw me that you is you, baby. All I seek I found is in you. Oh no, all I seek I found is in you. Hey, see, if I do lose, girl, I want to lose with you. If I do choose, girl, I want to choose you. They say not taboo, but I see the truth in you. You, my boy, baby. Show my coming for me. Do you really care? Show my coming for me, baby. Share me need to be sincere. I want to do almost anything for you. One time, 1, 2, see, girl, cherish you. One time, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, switching it up. Let's go. Let's go. Janoku ma wodo, so ti ri ni o lo. Ẹ̀wí gbọ́, so ti ri ni o lọ. So ti ri ni o lọ. Ọjọ́ máa lọ. So ti ri ni o lọ. So ti ri ni o lọ. Ìtàkùn, oníkà Janoku ma wodo, so ti ri ni o lọ. Bẹ̀bẹ̀ mi lọ, bẹ̀bẹ̀ ò dúró. Ẹ jíjú ẹrẹbẹ sòdí ẹrẹbẹ, jíjú ẹrẹbẹ sòdí ẹrẹbẹ ó yá. Waistband dé o, bẹ̀bẹ̀ lọ. Ébà, yẹ sókè. Kò sí. TV show. Bẹ̀bẹ̀ mi lọ, bẹ̀bẹ̀ ò dúró. Ẹ jíjú ẹrẹbẹ sòdí ẹrẹbẹ, jíjú ẹrẹbẹ sòdí ẹrẹbẹ ó yá. Waistband o, bẹ̀bẹ̀ lọ. That is, àwọn tó ń rojọ́ wa, ọmọ agbégbá ìranù, ọmọ agbégbá ìranù kiri. Gbogbo TVC pátápátá, Waistband entertainment. Àwọn tó ń rojọ́ wa, ọmọ agbégbá ìranù, ọmọ agbégbá ìranù kiri. Because ìgbà tá a bá ti ṣèbàjẹ́, nígbà tá a bá ti ṣàbòsí, Olúwa làwa gbójúlé. Sán gbangba, sán gbangba, sán gbangba, sán gbangba. Ìyẹn tún táyé àtúnwá. Wọlé, 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 wọlé. Ilé bàbá ọmọ kì í bọ̀mọ̀ lẹ́rù. Wọlé, 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 wọlé. Ẹ lè máa bu gàskẹ́skẹ́lẹ́, ẹ máa jòjì. Ẹ bí happy, ẹ lè máa bùgá, ẹ gbé bọ́dì, ó yá gbé bọ́dì gangan. Ẹ lè máa bùgá sẹ́yẹ́sẹ́lẹ̀, ẹ lè máa bùgá, ẹ dẹ̀ lè máa jùdí, gbé bọ́dì yẹ. Gbé bọ́dì yẹ, gbé sókè. Gbé bọ́dì yẹ. Gbé bọ́dì yẹ. Olówó kálára máa lè gbé. Ẹ dákun ẹ bá mi gbé bọ́dì yìí. Ó yá gbé bọ́dì yẹ. Ó yá gbé bọ́dì yẹ. Gbé bọ́dì yẹ. Gbé bọ́dì yẹ. Gbé bọ́dì yẹ. Gbé bọ́dì yẹ òye. Gbé bọ́dì yẹ. Gbé bọ́dì yẹ.
We need time. Are we going to come back to her?
Where you from? You're
We need to come back
I believe in
again.
miracles. Since I came along, you're self-sustaining. Let's go. Listen, what did you come from, baby? How do you know I need you?
Alright. So when you're in a dancing mood, you often get hungry. And when you have chefs like this standing by with you, it is sure gonna be an interesting meal. We have Chef Shobotimo here, and we're making something called danwake. Danwake is a combination of flour, potash, cinnamon, and what did you call this green? Kuka, exactly. Now, apparently, she says it hails from the northern part of the country.
Yes.
And she's now, should I say, massaging in
Yes.
some potash water.
Yes.
So in the flour, originally she put in the kuka and she put in some cinnamon powder. And there was
Just to
nothing
flavor
else,
it up.
just to flavor up the flour. She also has yaji here. She has onions, cabbage, tomatoes standing by. Now, this massaging process, it's like you're measuring the water little by little.
Yes, water should not be too much and just to be accurate. That's why I'm using this tool.
So if you can see from the top there, you can see the consistency she's trying to achieve.
To change the color of the flour.
Change the color of the flour
to green.
Yes, it looks a little green.
Yes.
I think that's the green tea powder. Well, I keep calling it green tea powder, but it's kuka, that you're adding to it.
Yes.
So she says we are going to be essentially steaming. Well, not exactly steaming. Dumping the flour mixture into water that is already boiling. So the only thing I can use to make reference to is dumplings, the way we make dumplings, although there's nothing inside these particular dumplings, right?
Not inside.
So how much of the potash did you use? You just used a little, or was it quite a lot?
Just a little.
Just a little, okay.
Yes.
I was expecting it to be more of like a pancake kind of consistency, but from what I'm seeing, this is more like a bread dough.
No, it's not going to be like that. Bread dough should not be too watery. This is going to be a little bit watery.
Okay. I can smell the cinnamon just a little.
Yes,
you
it's
know,
just to flavor it, not because of anything.
But I've noted that there's no sugar, no salt.
No sugar, no salt.
Wow. Okay, this is going to be interesting. We've been standing by for the water to boil as well. But when you want to put it into the water, are you going to be using a spoon or are you going to be using your hands?
Depend on what you want. If I'm trying to do it now, I believe I can use my hand to do it. But if I'm looking for a particular shape or kind of,
all right,
I'll use my.
So while she is massaging all those ingredients together, getting set to dump them in the boiling water, we will be taking a quick break. 2 hours have gone by already in a flash, but we still have more. It's Wake Up Nigeria.
Now, 2 hours gone by, 45 minutes more to go. We have a lot more for you in store on the show today.
It's still the most anticipated breakfast show on TV, Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, the only show that brings you the best kind of television, music, mouth-watering food, coupled with some great interviews and banter.
Of course.
Conversation. You know, we like to have a conversation.
We have some really interesting conversations. I was watching some online recently, and I was like, wow, we really did make a few good points there. But as he said, we still have quite a lot more to give, but you have to be right there to receive it all. My name is Titilayo Onisom.
And I'm Yomi Ope. Get online right now, stream with us if you can, if you have to be out. TVCentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Of course, as soon as you can, send in your comments, contributions, prayers, messages. Send them in with our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
And of course, you can download our app. It's available for you. Just search for it, the TVC Connect app on any app store, and you can find us.
Of course. And we have quite a bit, as we said. We're going to be having a performance from Afro-pop and dancehall artist Temple.
In my house, make you sleep on my sofa. You be the one, you don't need to the sofa. All this for you, you don't need to the cover. Push it on the men where they come to your side.
All right, so all morning we'll be talking about AI, artificial intelligence, and the future. Stick around and find out from the founder of Covenworks, Olushola Amusan, who's going to be talking to us about this interesting new phenomenon. It's becoming a phenomenon now.
Yeah.
There are movements around AI. You know,
And at the tail end of the show, We have Miss Africa Golden World. Now, she's a creative designer, and her name is Akune Amanda. She's going to be having a conversation with us soon. So this AI thing, you know, there's most new generation phones now have an assistant that you can speak to. And I find it very intimidating that I can ask my phone a question without typing it in and get some kind of response.
You know, even sometimes you're just having a good old conversation with someone.
Yeah.
And then you talk a little bit too loud and the phone is like, yeah, did you say something?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want?
Is it, like, can I help you?
Yeah, your phone, calm down.
So, but young people really enjoy this. So my kids are often with my husband's iPhone, and they just ask questions, like homework questions, and it gives an answer, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like doing the
so,
whole Nigerian thing, like clapping my hands and like, oh my goodness.
You know, you need to give kudos to the OGs, who did assignments and tests without Google.
Yeah.
You understand? There was Google then, but we're not, we're not so acquainted with it. So not like today that you can get almost anything,
There wasn't any Google while I was in secondary school.
There was nothing like Google.
There were encyclopedias. You know, you could get encyclopedias, you could get atlases.
But that was that now. That's research. So you go to the library, you open, you search. You understand? If you're going to do a project, you're going to do your project. It was now you have to check projects for plagiarism.
Yeah,
you understand? I could go online and whatever topic you want to give me, somebody out there
has written about it.
Something on it. You understand? So now lecturers have to get softwares that they can check for plagiarism. So it will check 20, 30, 40% of your material. If they can see that kind of, they see the digital footprints somewhere else, then Ogmeni, they should flag you.
Honestly, it's so intimidating though. I turn off the assistant on my phones. I don't like it just popping up and talking to me.
Talking to you, yeah?
No, I don't like it.
Well, Lushola will give us more updates on that one when he's here. Yeah, but then Ibrahim is on standby for the news.
Now, welcome to the news. The latest outbreak of Lassa fever in 4 states has led to the death of a total of 21 persons. The states are Enugu, Ondo, Kano and Delta, where several cases are being monitored by surveillance teams. Others receiving treatment and measures being put in place to prevent further spread of the disease. For now, Kano State has the highest number of cases being investigated, with Commissioner for Health, Aminu Sanyawa, putting the figure at 292. And the Nigeria Center for Disease Control is stepping up efforts to manage the risk of importation of the new coronavirus into the country. It says a multi-sectoral technical group has been inaugurated for the prevention, detection and control of the infection, and the agency is in close communication with the World Health Organization. In a public health advisory, the agency noted that the Port Health Services Unit of Ministry of Health has been placed on alert, and there is heightened screening measures at points of entry. This includes temperature checks, provision of information and masks to passengers with fever, as well as directing symptomatic passengers to health facilities for follow-up. The agency advised Nigerians to remain calm and urged travelers from Nigeria to Wuhan, China, to avoid contact with sick people and animals. As the debate rages over the legality or otherwise of Amotekun, the security outfit created by governors of the state that make up the Southwest, the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, has asked for all parties, including the Attorney General of the Federation, to inch towards dialogue and private discussions that will resolve the issue. The national leader released a statement through his media office where he said, quote, "The foundation of the country has not been put at risk with the creation of Amotekun in a bid to confront insecurity across the state that make up Southwest Western Nigeria." Asiwaju Tinubu, who is a former governor of Lagos State, also warned that the fabric could be torn by what he says is the dangerous rhetoric of those who should know better. This is his first intervention in the controversy surrounding Amotekun, and in his words, he says, quote, "They're claiming that this limited inoffensive addition to security threatens the Republic have taken themselves upon a madcap excursion. Those claiming that the federal government seeks to terribly suppress the Southwest have also lost their compass. A statement of caution is critical of the two extreme positions which pose the greatest threat to peace and has urged objectivity in the thought process and discussions regarding Amotekun. And outside Nigeria, still in Nigeria, the federal government is calling for calm after recent reports that Nigeria will be affected by new U.S. visa restrictions to 7 countries. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, disclosed these to our correspondent in Abuja. It says, quote, "We are not going to react to speculations. We urge you to wait for us to see what unfolds under the new policy, its scope, its reach, the implications, and its consequences before we react." Other countries likely to be affected include Belarus, Eritrea, Kyrgyzstan, Myanmar, Sudan, and Tanzania. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Trump administration might not place full visa bans on these countries, as the restriction may be limited to certain types of visa, like the business or visitor. President Donald Trump is expected to announce the expanded travel restrictions on Monday, which would also mark the third anniversary of the first travel ban. Now, outside Nigeria, top judge Katerina is the first female president of Greece after lawmakers elected her as head of state in a rare display of unity. The Conservative Party nominee was backed by opposition parties, including the leftist Syriza Party, which lost power in an election last July. The 64-year-old will succeed Prokopis Pavlopoulos, whose 5-year term expires in March. For decades, failure by Parliament to elect a president in Greece could lead to a snap election. Following a recent reform, the process to select a president can go up to 5 voting rounds in Parliament. Now the news on Wake Up Nigeria today.
Olanrewaju, popularly known as Temple, is an Afro-pop artist and songwriter. This young talent has been rocking the Ikorodu underground scene for quite a while. Now he's finally made it here to us to perform something special. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please use our mic. We'll use our mic.
Yes,
I know you're ready to perform. You're getting set. I can see you're getting ginger.
Yes, ma, yes.
Okay, so Temple, why the name Temple?
The name, I just created myself, you know.
Okay.
I love the name.
Well, you just heard it.
Yes, I just like the name.
You just like the name?
Since no artist is, you know, using the name.
Wow, okay. Interesting reason for picking the name. We did note you were coming today once we heard the name Temple. So, hey, it's catching my ears now. But the name of your song is?
Lock Up, Lock Up.
Lock Up. Yes. All right, then. Are you set?
Yes,
You ready?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. He's ready, and so are we. We have Temple with Knock Up.
If you the best for me, I tell you, say, make you lock up. Guy, make you lock up. If you don't want my way, I tell you, say, make you lock up. Guy, make you lock up. If you don't like my thing, I say they run my thing. Guy, make you lock up. If you don't like my love, I say they do my life. Guy, make you lock up. Bad man things.
It's a groovy mood in the studio. Okay, thank you, thank you. Wonderful, wonderful performance. I mean, when you have over 5-6 people dancing. Okay, guys, calm down. All right, are you guys now calm? You're calm, you're good? Okay, thank you. Let's get some silence now. All right, so now have you ever asked yourself how artificial intelligence will change the future? Well, are they going to take over our jobs and other things like TT is so scared of them? Well, to demystify artificial intelligence, I have here with me Olushola Amusan, who's the founder of CovenWorks, a Dallas-based AI education and consulting company whose mission it is to build tomorrow's workforce today. I'll be talking to him about AI and the fears people have and the myths and all of that. You're welcome. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
So when people hear AI, now this is, with all due respect, AI for dummies, not because you're a dummy, but we're trying to break it down, to the barest minimum so that everybody can understand,
Absolutely.
right? So first of all, let's start with it. What exactly is AI, artificial intelligence? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to define artificial intelligence as a branch of computer science that actually focuses on simulating intelligent behavior in machines. So think about trying to get machines to act intelligently like humans, right? Humans can get up and walk. Humans can navigate through obstacles. We can see and recognize. We can remember who we saw yesterday, you know, and so on and so forth. We can speak. We can speak. We can understand other people's speech, right? So trying to superimpose that kind of intelligence on a machine. And sometimes when we think about AI, we think about something really so complex, so big, it has to be so huge. But I tell people it can be as granular as a simple smoke detector in your home. Right? So if a smoke detector can actually tell varying levels of smoke in the house and triggers an alarm, then essentially it has shown intelligent human behavior. Because if there's smoke in this room right now, all of us will be looking for the next door to get out through. So it means that you're able to set up something as small as a smoke detector as an intelligent machine, right? Wonderful. And you can go on and on to like seriously complex things like self-driving cars or robots that will be like Ex Machina or Terminator, which is really what people think about.
Yes, that's when we think of AI. We're thinking of iRobots and all of that, when they'll take over the world, and we humans will be subservient to robots. But let's talk about how AI would affect working space, the work environment. How is it affecting it, and how would it affect it in the future going forward?
So today, we are seeing artificial intelligence essentially replacing functions that are redundant, functions that are boring in the workplace. Anything that has to be, that is repetitive, that can easily be programmed, you know, can be taken away. So for example, you see customer service officers in banks are being replaced with simple chatbots because people are getting more comfortable talking to chatbots. People are getting more comfortable talking to mobile phone assistants in the name of Google Assistant, Siri, Alexa, Cortana, and all of these, you know, varying ones, even very small ones that are being created by companies that are not yet mainstream, right, are taking over the world. Bixby from Samsung. All of these tools are helping people and making it easier for people to be able to communicate with machines. So it means that if your job is on the borderline of something that can be programmed, something that we can basically program either rule-based or through complex deep learning, we can actually get your job replaced. So watch out if you're an accountant, if you're a banker, if you're an insurance adjuster, if you're in actuarial sciences, if you're in, you know, core agriculture, whatever it is, think about it. It might take some time to get into like sub-Saharan Africa because of like our policies and all of that. But I assure you that it just takes business people to make a decision of whether or not to keep people on the job or to get machines that will not take maternity leaves, paternity leaves, take sick leaves and all of that. So it's a socio-economic conversation, but it's really interesting.
You see, now that leads me to the next part. Is there a possibility that AI can be dangerous? We have seen, like you said, it will replace customer care. You know, I'm talking to somebody and I'm trying to put a situation that is probably exclusive to me. The machine, what if it learns things about me? Because if I'm talking to a customer care, let's say my bank now, I don't know I'm talking to a bot, and I will have to give my account number or something. What if somebody somewhere else could hack into that system? I don't know. How dangerous? Is there any danger, or what's the level of danger that can be associated with AI? Yeah,
I mean, most people maintain an healthy skepticism towards like the possibility of AI turning rogue or turning bad, which is very okay. I mean, it's healthy. It's probably what we make sure that as a species, we will not go extinct anytime soon. The fact that there's a group of us who are actually scared. So we're scared enough to be able to put the right guidelines. So yes, AI can be bad. AI has possibility to be used for evil, right? But the good actually outweighs the evil. And you see, what I tell people is that AI will essentially take a reflection of what humanity is, what our species are, because it's humans that have to program it and set the set of rules and boundaries that exist. So yes, an AI can actually learn about you, and if someone with malicious intent hacks into that system, that person can actually take over things about you or propose things to you. And that's why in the ethics and governance of AI, we try to let organizations know that if you're setting up a chatbot to talk to people, do not make it seem that it's a human being. Let them know this is a chatbot so that they decide at what level they want to engage
with it.
And what they ever wanted to know. Let me tell you something. There are AI tools today that are actually helping people get out of depression because they don't have friends, so they want someone to talk to. And there is certain chatbots like out of China that basically, I mean, you guys were just talking about China, out of China that basically said that 80% of people who talk to her actually talk about love and emotions, right?
I'm telling you,
so
man.
we see a world that is really changing, you know, right before us. And what is beautiful is that as humans, actually, because we're interacting with artificial intelligence and the possibilities of a new world, we're actually becoming specially intelligent humans as well.
Wow, wow. You are an interesting conversationalist. And I told him, now he's going to be in Nigeria for about 2 weeks. He will still have to come back. We don't have so much time. We still have quite a lot to talk about this week. So you'll be here next week
I
to
look
talk about
forward
it.
to it.
Yeah, you'll be here next week. Wonderful so far. Don't be so scared. I know it's kind of scary. But Olusola will be here next week. I'll be talking about it. Thank you so much for coming.
It's a pleasure
Thank you so much
to be
for
here.
coming. All right, we'll just take this break now. We'll be right back. There's still a little bit more to go on the show.
Welcome back. Every once in a while on the show, you know, we like to bring on a beauty queen.
Fine gas.
Oh yeah, that's obviously what you would call it.
Yeah, definitely. We have Miss Africa Golden World, Amotekun, who is here with us. She is also a creative designer who is passionate about helping people. Now, these are some fun things about her. She loves to dance and explore by doing fun things.
Anything fun. Anything fun. Anyway, so last November, she won this pageant, the Miss Africa Golden World. She's going to talk to us a little bit about herself and about what she's been up to. How you doing?
Hi, thank you.
Okay, so November, so that means you're a very fresh queen.
Yes.
Oh, fresh queen.
That's like a month or two back and all that. Talk to us about the experience of competing and winning Miss Africa Golden World.
Well, my name is Amanda, like you said before, and I just had this pageant last year. First of all, it's not easy going for such an event or such a thing. And I have been going through this, like, I've always wanted to be a beauty queen since I was young. And my mom has always been my #1 supporter.
She does?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
That's yes.
Did she ever compete at, was she ever?
She never did, but she did, no, she did in high school,
okay.
which she ended there, but she never continued again.
So many moms who support their kids, they also
were
queens are like,
queens.
oh, go girl.
Yeah, she's always telling people this, that, okay, since I didn't go for international pageant, I would love my kids to go for this. And like,
pageants.
I am #1 in the house.
Okay.
Very nice. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
And you said that you're going to be going for another international pageant
yes,
very soon.
I'm also going to be going for another international pageant, which is going to be Miss Oral International in Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's coming up very soon.
Are you representing Nigeria there?
Yes, I'm representing Nigeria there.
You're big.
So she's going from Nigeria to the world.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that you talked about for the Miss Africa Golden World is the fact that you are you do a lot of things that have to do with children. Talk to us about some of these projects.
Okay. Yes, Miss Africa Golden, first of all, promotes child care and help fight against child vices, which has to do with child abuse, child trafficking, child early marriage, you know, such things which affect children. And we help to fight against all those. We help to be voices. I am the voice of those children. Okay. And, you know, I can't just do that alone. I'll love the leaders to help me out with such things.
Each of the projects and all that.
So this was the pageant, right? The way you're smiling, you can remember. Who amongst these guys that come, like, just let me know who did you feel was your toughest competition? Who were you scared of? Just tell me.
To be honest, I wasn't scared of anyone. Because I felt like I don't know, but I felt like everyone loved me in the pageant.
Yeah.
But to my greatest
At the
surprise,
end of the day,
yes.
So how did you feel when they were about to announce it and then they eventually announced your name?
I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, am I going to do this? When they announced my name, the first person I was looking at was my mom. She kept on crying
she
and
was
crying.
there.
Yes.
Oh, wow,
and my grandma also. She
your
kept
grandma
on
was
shouting.
there. She brought her whole family.
Was your grandma? You don't tell me your grandma was also a beauty queen or something. Then we just know that the child you're bringing forward, you should just plan. So how many? It was African nations, right?
Yes.
How many were represented?
Well, like 60. First of all, we had the online votes, which were 60 contestants, and I came out to be the third out of all of them. Okay. Then when we got there, we were like 35, and out of all of them, I was the first.
Wow.
So I'm really proud of myself.
That's amazing. It's something to be proud of. Now, so I know I like the fact that you're targeting young children with your projects and everything that you're doing. But also there are a lot of young girls who are teenagers and they're watching right now and they're saying to themselves, oh, I want to be like her, I want to be like Amanda. What would you say to them going into their future, in secondary school, the things that they want to achieve and stuff?
I would say they should actually be determined to do whatever they want to. Do not give up on your dreams, because, I mean, your dreams will actually take you far if you're really determined, because I have always been determined to be a beauty queen, but I was always shy, to be honest. I was always shy. But then I just had to, like, cut off those things. And, yeah, be a go-getter. Always believe in yourself. Believe that this is what I want to, and I want to achieve, and you actually achieve that. And also, do not let your education affect what you want to be also, because some people want to be musicians, some people want to be models, and people are like, oh, won't this affect you? No, it won't if you actually believe in yourself, just like I did.
Yeah, very nice.
So moving forward, you said you're going for Miss Aura?
Miss Aura, yeah. I'm also going for one next week.
Oh my goodness.
Please, I would like you guys to support me.
Tell us. Global. You're global now. You're global.
Yes, I'm going for Miss Supermodel Globe in India. And I'm going to...
That's next week?
Yes,
and
next
week. And that's before the one in
Funny enough, I was really surprised when I was at the embassy. No, to be honest, they didn't interview me. They congratulated me.
Yeah, so from India to Italy.
Yes.
After Italy, what next?
I'm also going for one franchise, yes, in China.
Okay.
That's Friendship, Miss Friendship. I'm going for that one.
So you just going around and just competing at different competitions.
I mean, it's just for you all to support me.
Yeah, I just feel like, you know, that a lot of us should have done these things when we were younger.
Yes.
So you just like, so 3 different countries in just like a space of 1 month and all that. Yeah. You're living your best life, oh.
That's amazing.
That's nice.
That's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Wonderful. So moving forward, next 3, 4, 5 years, how your personal brand, how far do you expect to have taken it by then?
We are still trying to push on some stuff, like me being having my own TV show. By the special grace of God, I hope that works out for me. I
finished going around the world. I'm competing now to come and take our job. Go just continue.
I will be like you guys.
Continue going around the world.
I will be like you guys.
Yeah,
I love fashion, so I want it to be all about fashion.
Okay.
Yes. So aside from that, I have other stuff doing. I want to do things that have to do with business. Yes.
Okay.
Anything creative, I just love it. I love learning new stuff. I love being creative about new stuff.
Very nice. So when you just let us know what's happening with you, and we'll always keep in touch and see how far.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have something for you in the kitchen, but just before we go there, let's head to the garden and feel some of Will's band.
Just go. Got the notion, got the notion, got the notion, got the notion. So I like to know it. You got a notion, so I like to know it. You got a notion. You say, rock the boat, baby, rock the boat, don't tip the boat over. Rock the boat, baby, rock the boat. Ever since a void of love again, your love has treated me like a rush of wind. Your arms will save me from the rolling sea. There's always been a brighter place to harbor you, me. You say our love is like a ship on the ocean. Oh, we've been sailing with a cargo full of love and devotion. Say I like to know you got a notion. Say I like to know it. Oh, rock the boat, baby. Don't tip the boat over. Rock the boat, baby, rock the boat. You say. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, as a waistband is about to go down. Let's go. Ooh, oh no. You say. Girl, I have a question to ask you today. Will you marry me when though I met you today? Oh. Let's go. And she said, you don't even know my father. Oh, you know me, la la. You don't know my boy. Oh, if I feel me shy. Can you pay my bride price? It's just $1 million. Oh, easy. my darling Jojo.
Yes, and with that, what do they call that? That beat.
Owambe.
That Owambe beat. We come to the kitchen on another Thursday. Chef Shebo Timo has been hard at work here, making, what do we call it?
Danwake.
Danwake. So it's a northern delicacy made with flour, cinnamon, and some green tea. I'm calling it green tea. Powdered green tea.
Some suya
Spice.
spice or yaji.
Spice.
It's very nice.
We have Miss Africa Golden here, and she's about to have a taste.
And some alabaster.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Is it really chilly?
It's not as chilly as you think.
It's
Don't worry.
Okay.
It's quite mild. I've had a taste myself. Really?
This is what you get when you come on the show.
So what do you think?
I like it.
You like it? You see?
I like sweet pepper.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
You see?
It's very nice.
And a lot of people were doubtful, but it is very tasty. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Chef.
And happy
Good job.
birthday. It was her birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Yes. And with that, we have to say a big thank you to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
And thank you to all our guests for joining us this morning, especially the beautiful queen, Amanda herself. And we're going to be back tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Yes, we will. And it'll be Friday, which is game day. Let's
back
head
to the garden.
Yeah, let's
to
head
round
to the
off the show.
It's a whisper. Ọmọ kí la jà mí o, yáyá. Ìbílẹ̀ la jà mí. Sẹ́lẹ̀, 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 sẹ́lẹ̀. Sẹ́lẹ̀, 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 sẹ́lẹ̀. Ẹ tí mo lójú kọ́ lè ríran, kọ́ lè ríran ríra o. Ṣáwa lórí sẹ́lẹ̀, 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 sẹ́lẹ̀. Ẹ làwọn lójú kọ́ lè gbọ́n sára sọ̀sọ̀sọ̀. Ọ̀ní ají wọn lórí, àwa ò jí wọn lórí o. Àwa náà kọ́ bàbá ló gbogbo. Westbound náà ni àpèdè máma pè tàánà. Gbogbo TBC pátápátá kò ní bàjẹ́ lọ́lá Ọlọ́run. Àgbà kò bàjẹ́, á túbọ̀ máa dá sí ni. Everybody come and dance, Westbound music. Orin tó gbọ́gbọ́ táwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n ń jó sí. Bó jẹ́ tèrè gbúdì àbí tèrè highlight. Àwa náà kọ́ Elédùmarè ni. Àwa náà kọ́ Elédùmarè ni.